being at the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025 is like boarding a train alongside a scenic coast. Every station is wonderful. Now we are in the mixed quadrant event. The next stop is Thailand versus Malaysia. Two teams who've shown their prowess in both the men's and women's events held so far, and now they combine the power, the precision, the accuracy and the flair all on show, and these are the traditional rivals as well. Drew, just having a look at the mixed quadrant event so far, we saw Nepal versus India. India got the better of Nepal, but yes, once again, different dynamics on show.
Yes, you have to decide. You've obviously got to have two male and two female players on court at any one time, so you have one male and one female substitute, and you can't cheat and take off a player who's male or female and replace them by one of a different gender, should you wish to do that. And you have to work out how you're going to play it. So are you going to have the female players attacking at the net where they're smaller but maybe a bit more agile? Are you going to have them at the back where they will use their ball handling skills, but then a female player, it works either way. A female player setting up for a male player, they're not used to setting up for roll spikes most of the time. Male players aren't used to setting up for sunback spikes. So it really is, you have to work out who you've got playing and play to those skills.
Can you tell me more?
It's an intriguing time of a type of Sepaktakraw.
Okay, should I throw now? Should I throw now? Well, let's head down to the court. Pramika has got something interesting for us.
I've been trying to do this since morning, but I'm failing miserably.
In this game, gravity is only a suggestion. This is called a takraw.
Okay.
They use their legs, they use their head, but they're not allowed to use their hands. Now, do you want to try?
No, I don't think we have that skill or the talent, but we must invite the man who knows the game in and out. Welcome, Drew. Please go ahead and explain it to us.
Okay, right. I've got a men's takraw ball, which is ever so slightly smaller and heavier. It's around 175 grams, and the women's ball is slightly bigger. The circumference is 44 centimeters. Called a takraw, that's the Thai word for a ball, and sepak is Indonesian or Malaysian for to kick. Now, it used to be made out of cane or rattan. In Myanmar, they call the game chin lon, which means cane ball, and it was all woven together. Now it's the plastic that's woven together. You've got 20 pieces of plastic with 12 holes in there. There you go.
Definitely is the encyclopedia of the game, but we are going to do that iconic step one more time and see.
Of course.
Yes, let's do
You
that.
celebrate,
On
I'll
cue.
just play.
On cue.
1, 2, 3, go! Well, that was fun, wasn't it? But now, Thailand versus Malaysia, the mixed quadrant event. This is a game that I really am looking forward to.
It's a blockbuster mixed squad game coming up ahead as two juggernauts of this game come head to head. All our ladies and gentlemen coming up with some gravity-defying spikes. Let's welcome Team Thailand.
Everywhere you turn, you seem to find a Thai team. Mixed quadrant, 3 men, 3 women. Lots of familiar faces, lots of quality. Poor old Tawisak Tongsai, he was on the bench for a lot of the doubles. Still got a gold medal. And he's going to be heavily involved this time around. There's a starting lineup for them. Seksan, Masaya, Wipada and Tawisak, as we mentioned.
And now the masterpiece of the sport. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Team Malaysia.
Traditional rivalry. Out come the Malaysians. It's going to be interesting is that Thailand and Malaysia aren't featuring in the men's regu. So they will be incredibly keen to get the better of their local rivals in the mixed quadrant.
The reason I'm looking forward to this is because we've seen great performances from the men and women of both teams across categories, that's the quads and the doubles as well, but now they have to combine, led by captain Amirul Zazwan, Siti, Azera and Mohammad Petri forming the lineup for them.
Nur Zubeda is a very experienced player for Malaysia. She's been around for many a long year, a good 15 years I would say on the ISTAF circuit. That's the number 5 for Malaysia. So great experience for her. Less so on the men's side. Thailand over the years, we've seen plenty of Wipada, for example, on the right. Tawisak, the number 4.
When we talk about the rivalries between these two teams, it's almost as if you feel that they would know each other in and out, having played each other across categories over the last few years.
Quadrant back. Thailand back, Malaysia. On my right, Thailand. On my left, Malaysia. Players in.
Thailand and Malaysia in Group A, alongside Sri Lanka and Myanmar. Seksan, the captain. Tawisak alongside him. Wipada, she may well get a lot of the Tekong duties, the number 12 for Thailand. And Masaya. Masaya and Wipada have been around for well over a decade. There's Nur Zubeda on the right. Made a debut as a teenager. I think she's still only around 25 years old. She made a debut as a 15-year-old. Amirul Zazwan gets us underway. He's got a fair bit of experience in his legs as well. Tawisak goes, right, finally you've let me out on court. This is what I'm capable of.
Exactly, watch the entire final in the men's doubles event from the bench. Gets into the action immediately. Just as a question, you mentioned one of the players who's been playing since they were a teenager for the national side. In Sepaktakraw, when compared to other sports, is there like a range where sports persons maybe retire? Like we see in other sports, it may be the mid to late 30s.
You don't tend to get players playing, well, it depends who you're playing for. If you're playing for a country that hasn't got a great talent pool, then you play into your 40s, into your 50s, if you like. Reto Lerliger for Switzerland, he's the veteran probably at this tournament. I won't embarrass him by saying how old he is, but he's around my age, let's put it that way. And
I won't embarrass you by asking you how old you are.
well, no, I'm not going to say, because otherwise that would embarrass Reto. But suffice to say, we were both born in the 70s. So when it's Thailand, Malaysia, there's no way you can play past your 30s, really, because there's so much talent coming through, so many youngsters. Swebsak Pansweb, possibly the best Tekong ever to play the game. The Thai, he's 47 years old and he retired 14 years ago. So he managed to push it to 33. Pornchai Gaogaev, the striker, he went just about into his 30s. But you're pushed by so many youngsters that it's almost impossible. You can carry on playing, of course, at club level, but there's no way you're going to be in the top 2, 3 or 4 in the world when you've got that much competition.
It's time for Malaysia to get a point there with that wonderfully executed roll spike. There's just little space on the court now compared to the doubles, and I say that again because you've got to get used to that. There'll be someone around who'll try to retrieve. Thavisak sets it up for Seksan. In fact, it was Seksan who set it up for Thavisak.
They're pretty much interchangeable, the Thais. Anyone can set it up for anyone else and they'll all put the points away. Look at that. It's similar in its accuracy, does not deviate from the square, as it were. It's absolutely perfect roll spike. And a very good one there from Malaysia.
You just spoke about anyone can set it up for anyone. In the doubles, particularly the semi-final where Thailand were playing Malaysia, I remember a couple of points where Putowan set it up. And it was Rachan Vipan, obviously a lot shorter than Putowan, and yet he was able to put in those spikes and win those points.
Needs must when you're playing doubles. So there are times when you are pulled out of position and then the more attacking player has to defend and set up the defender. Here, you really need to know your roles. And so we've got a couple of players back there for Malaysia, Nur Zubeda and Amirul Zazwan, the two most experienced players for Malaysia. They're the ones who've come to the back. They've both got a decade of experience at the highest level each. So they're the ones playing at the back, and you often see that in other sports. The defenders tend to be the older ones who've been watching the game for a little bit longer, analysing the game.
4, 3.
Thavisak just bringing in a different dimension to the game because he's left-handed. But this time, as you can see with that roll spike.
7, 4. Point, Malaysia.
Left-handed, but of course you can only use your feet here. The only time you can use your hands when you're celebrating with your, or in the huddle with your teammates, or we saw the Thai coach there, Sup Nalawek, he was using his hands a lot. You'll see a lot of the coaches doing that, a lot of gesticulation.
White Thailand. Eight, 5.
It's good serving from Seksan, but it's difficult. You don't know whom to target, where to target, because everywhere you look on the other side of the net, there's somebody.
Of course, they would have seen each other quite a lot over the last few tournaments, but may not be that easy to keep track because they may keep changing personnel from time to time.
Well, not in mixed quadrant. It's very rarely played. And it's interesting that we get it here at this World Cup. We're having lots of different events. Men's and women's doubles, men's and women's regu, the three-a-side, men's and women's quadrant, and now a mixed quadrant, so 7 different categories. Really enjoyable all sorts of different formats to watch. So the players here, obviously, Nur Zubaida there, who was on the ball saving that, she will have seen Wipada, Masaya month in, month out at big tournaments, but usually in the women's regu 3-a-side, so rarely in a quadrant event that isn't played that often, and even more rarely in the mixed format.
I also wonder how they practice, because just to draw an analogy from another sport, I was listening to a podcast of one of the Indian tennis greats in the doubles. He stated that it isn't often that you train for mixed doubles. You train a lot with your own partner, in be it your female doubles or male doubles, but in mixed doubles, it's very rarely that you train together because you only play them at a few events. So is that something similar in this sport as well?
Yes, this is the only mixed events that there is. You're not going to have mixed doubles. You can't really have mixed regu because it's 3-a-side. So we've got a challenge here. So the Malaysian team have challenged, I think, Tawisak, saying that he put a foot over the net. And you might as well challenge because it's quite close here, 9-8, and every point can make the difference. So this is going to be pretty much a scratch team, much as it is in mixed doubles in tennis. You try and work out. Mixed doubles in tennis, it's only played at the Grand Slams, and they're changing some of the formats. At the US Open, for example, this coming year, where they're going to have a shorter format of it and try to get the top singles players playing. And here they're trying to get the top regu players to play by introducing this, and it's up to the coaches to decide, okay, Tawisak, is it okay with you being pretty much the substitute for the doubles, and then we'll put you in the mixed quadrant? How does that work for you? And then they'll practice together quickly, briefly. They will have seen one another at camps as well. There will be national team camps where the men and the women are involved at the same time, and so they will know one another and they'll have watched one another play. But watching somebody play and then playing alongside them, different kettle of fish.
White Thailand.
Yes, exactly, because the more you train, then you're more in sync with your teammates. You understand their body language, the way they move, and it's so important in a sport like Sepaktakraw to understand what your teammate is doing.
Point not overruled. But it's 9-all at the moment. Malaysia giving as good as they're getting.
Is it almost like whenever Malaysia come up against Thailand, they've got a point to prove? It almost seemed like that in the men's semi-final of the doubles event.
Huge rivalry over the decades, centuries even in unofficial competition. The women and the women's side less so. Thailand have dominated, and Vietnam have been their main rivals. But men's and mixed, Malaysia giving as good as they're getting.
Ten, 9. White Thailand.
What a serve, just landing in between the four Malaysian players, catching all of them off guard. So almost as if who's going to go for that one?
Well, it was perfectly done. It was right in the middle of the four, because you look at it, when it came over the net, I thought that's a nothing service. But it turned out that it fooled all four of them, because it wasn't a nothing service, it was a no-one service. It went to nobody. And there we go, all of a sudden, it's gone from 9-all to 12-9.
I think Thailand would have said enough of the entertainment for the day. We've provided that in the men's doubles with the semi-finals and the finals going into 3 sets, and we've got a timeout. We're done with the timeout, and now Thailand ready to serve, but it's a little wide. Now Malaysia moved to 10 points. Kavasat coming into play. Thailand now edging forward to 13.
10.
What a finish! What a finish! Muhammad Petri had to go really deep inside his own court because the setup wasn't all that effective, and yet he delivered a winner.
11-30.
Messiah's not been that much involved, the number one for Thailand. I think she'll be keen. She seems to find herself stuck in the backcourt. Lucky there, Thailand. That was great desperation stuff. You can see limbs left, right and centre, bodies on the ground. Thailand, I don't think, made the right decision there. And when I say Thailand, Tawisak, he tapped one over. And if you're going to tap it over the net, that works in doubles, usually regu. But when there are four people on the other side, if you just tap it over, someone's going to pick it up. And they got out of jail there, Thailand. Long and the short of it is 3 set points.
Again, Petri with the winner. We're used to seeing Thailand on 3 set points. We saw that in the men's doubles final, where Myanmar then bounced back. That was in the second set. The same thing happened in the third set, where they were on 3 set points, although back then Thailand managed to win it without further trouble. What a save! What a save! You've got to credit Amirul Zazwan with that save, setup, and then the spike.
We'll see a lot of it in the regu. We're seeing some of it here in the quadrant. When you've got a feeder who can get their foot underneath it and keep the ball alive. Amazing. He's keeping the set alive here. All of a sudden, Seksan needs a great service. Otherwise, we're going to 14 all.
We've gone to 14 all. What is with Thailand on 14-11 and then dropping those points? It's almost as if, hang on a minute, just a bit of entertainment for you. Although today I felt, at least in this match, that Thailand have put that behind them.
Same format as in the other categories, so now it's first to 17. Slightly awkward for Malaysia in that they're going to serve 3 of the potential 5 points, enabling Thailand to save, set, spike.
Right on cue from Drew.
50, 40.
Malaysia hit right back. It's again 15 all.
Best of three now.
There's one of them, and that's for Thailand at 16-15.
Best of three, and they've got three of the best out there. Masaya really not getting involved at all, which is often the case in Quadrant. There's someone who just is there to be the spare player.
And here's a timeout. Thailand have provided some fantastic entertainment here at the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025. Their semi-final and final in the men's doubles event all went to the third set. Now, as they are beginning their campaign in the mixed quadrants, in the first set itself against Malaysia, it's now set point for them, but it's gone to 16-15, just going down to the wire. Let's see if there's more excitement in store for us as Thailand get ready to serve. Whoa, 16 all.
I'm almost tempted to say it's 17 all. It's as if both teams won a point there. Not often that Tawisak gets thwarted, but there he was. Good and proper by Mohamed Fetri. So it all comes down to this point. Can Thailand save set and spike? Change of ball. It was out, and Malaysia take the first set out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Exactly right. Malaysia, who would have thought? Again, Thailand were 14-11, they were up. And Malaysia, they've just sprung out of nowhere. 17-16, taking the first set. Is this going to be another thriller in the mixed quadrant event? 1-0 to Malaysia, 17-16.
2 minutes rest. Dub. Oh. White Thailand.
Like I say, what we can guarantee now is that Thailand are going to win the second set.
Anyways, because we then headed to the
Dub.
third one.
1.
That was nicely done.
White Thailand.
Instead of taking 3 shots that were possible, Seksan set that one up. Tawisak was alert to it. And that rather took Mohamed Fetri by surprise.
You just mentioned earlier that Thailand will or could win this set. That's in their character, of course, but yes, set up for a thriller. Then we'll move into a third. Oh, that's so well done. Mohamed Fetri once again. This time, a bit of deft touch. And Malaysia, that victory in the first set can definitely lift them. But as we know in the men's doubles, their team, they were in a winning position against Thailand. But just let it slip away. Psychologically, Malaysia know what it means to beat Thailand at the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup in any category, actually, to be honest.
White Malaysia.
An old sporting cliche, it's which team wants it more. And it looks as if Malaysia want it more at the moment. It's as if Thailand are expecting it. And Malaysia actually want it.
That confidence just rubs off on Malaysia. And you're right, like we've seen earlier as well how Malaysia had played in that men's doubles encounter, and they just seem to be buoyed so far in the mixed quadrant event. But also 14-11, we saw that in the men's final against Myanmar. The game then went into the third set. Meanwhile, there's a fault with the service. Putowan was a part of that men's doubles team on court. So was Tawisak, but he was on the bench.
Great block by Tawisak. Get the feeling that Thailand are going to want to take this game by the scruff of the neck. Little toe poke there. Managing to find that little piece of real estate where nobody was, even though there are 4 pairs of legs on the other side of the net. Well, if you've got a fantasy team there, you won't get... Thailand didn't get the point, but you'll get 2 points for blocks for Tawisak. Tried it third time, and the first 2 certainly came off. He made Malaysia win that point 3 times over. Mohamed Fetri just relacing his shoe. An impromptu timeout, one that doesn't count as far as the records are concerned.
I was talking to one of the referees earlier, and the rules were changed wherein even if you want to change your shoe You want to tie your shoelaces, you've got to go off the court, sit right next to the referee's dais. And if there's an injury as well, then generally you just have to move off the court and then you'll be attended to. So that's in the rules.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025, Bihar, India. Match number 6 for court number 2. Mixed squad event between Japan versus Nepal.
The Malaysian player also getting a bit of attention from the medical staff. It's 5-4 in the second set. And here's the replay as he rolled over for that roll spike. Mohammad Petri, the number 7, just realized he'd done something. His teammates don't look really worried. He should be back on the park soon. Mohammad Petri is back on court. And we'll be starting again very soon. Amirul Zazwan, the designated Tekong and captain of the Malaysian team here in the mixed quadrant event. Still growing in confidence, Malaysia. Petri was off the court for some time. That doesn't seem to have affected his focus. And what's more important is that they have won a point of their own serve.
Thailand had the 2-point cushion we talk about a lot in doubles and quadrant. They've lost it. They've lost their mojo as well.
The initial save was very good there by Malaysia's most experienced player. Just managed to loft it up. And then the finish by Petri.
Tawisak with the attempted block. He gets smacked into his upper thigh and then went straight down as opposed to bouncing back out.
Tried to go for that taped service, but the ball hits the tape hard and deflects back onto their own court. A chance for taking when you're just ahead by 1 point and you've got the serve, isn't it?
Block works this time by Tawisak. He's been determined at the net during this second set. His back this time, a broad, flat back. Flat batting it back over the other side.
That was actually a good rally. Earlier, a good save right into the thighs of one of the Malaysian players. They managed to keep it alive, couldn't set it up for a spike, and that allowed Thailand to put in a good setup and for Tawisak to finish it.
Two substitutes on the bench for both teams, one male, one female.
7-8.
Amirul Zazwan called out to his teammates, said that I'm going to go and set it up from outside the court. And did that well. Fetri then finished it. Was a good call by the Malaysian captain.
Thailand 2 points up, Malaysia get it back. Thailand go another 2 points up, Malaysia get it back again. Thailand look to go 2 points up again. Good service from Seksan. Athletic, that's the kind of thing the fans like to see. A flying roll spike.
Again, another keen contest here in the second set. In the first, it was Thailand dominating, and then Malaysia surged ahead, took that by the barest of margins, 17-16. And one can just sense that Thailand may be feeling a bit more pressure than Malaysia, because obviously Malaysia have got that cushion of winning the first set. Are we going to see another 17-pointer?
Wipada having some, no, who's having some treatment? Somebody having treatment for Malaysia. It's Azera Lucian.
An effective taped service there. Hit it hard. Of course, you run the risk that sometimes it just rolls back into your own court.
If you hit it hard enough and high enough, if you aim at where it says marathon, then it does tend to get over. Once again, Thailand get that 2-point cushion.
We've seen that pattern time and again where Thailand take that 2-point lead, Malaysia fight back. Halfway there, they're still a point behind. Is that pattern going to repeat now?
10-11.
It's going to take some doing. They're on their own service, Malaysia.
Thailand retain that 2-point lead, denying Malaysia a point of their own serve. And there's a timeout, this time by Malaysia.
Right, we're meant to be having the next match starting now, and this one's going to go on for another half an hour.
Malaysia just getting into a huddle. This is the second set against their big rivals, Thailand. They managed to take the first one 17-16, but now in the second, they're trailing by 2 points. They were trailing by 3, in fact, in the first set. It was 14-11. It's Thailand's service now. And Seksan, the captain, he'll take that. Petri gets that point for Malaysia.
Right, Malaysia.
What can the captain do on service?
对。
Whatever he does, he'll have a smile on his face. He's got a smile on his face now.
That was some fantastic defensive work. Even Bifara tried her best. That's the quality of Sepaktakraw that we want to see here at the World Cup in Patna, Bihar. Thailand and Malaysia, the best of the best on show.
If this were anyone else, you'd say, well, it's advantage Malaysia now because it's 12-all, they're receiving. But let's see what kind of a lefty service we get from Seksan. It is advantage Malaysia. They're 2 points away from victory.
This is where Thailand will be tested. Got to come together. And in fact, there's another timeout. And we're back. Is this going to be the final phase of this match? Or do Thailand have an ace up their sleeve? Well, they don't need just one ace, they need a few more. Because then, not only do they have to equalize, but then go on to win the third set as well.
The advantage for Malaysia is that they're receiving service first, so they've got that extra point. They're 13-12 up, so this is almost a free hit. Never a free hit against Thailand though, so 13-all. Reminder, first to 15, we get to 14-all, and I think everybody suspects that that's going to be the case once again. Then it'll be first to 17. Seksan going all the way to the right to serve, then comes into the middle.
Mohammad Petri gets that roll spike in, and it's match point for Malaysia. Tavisak tried his best to block that one, hits it wide. While it's match point, they know the threat that Thailand can possess. It's match point and they've got to serve. Malaysia What can they do here?
Wipada, Seksan, Tawisak. 1, 2, 3, and we go to 14 all. First to 17 now.
Here's another 17-pointer.
Substitution.
I think today Thailand have decided, let's take the games long. Doesn't matter which format it is, doesn't matter who's playing, let's just take it long.
The advantage for Malaysia is that they are going to be receiving 3 of these 5 points. What can Seksan do? What kind of lefty service can he come up with? A great one. Curving away from Nur Zubeda. Advantage Thailand.
Advantage Thailand, yes. And now, with Malaysia serving, they are chasing the game.
What a block! And we're back level. Mohamed Fetri take a bow. If Malaysia end up winning this, then I think we can look at that point. I think everybody realises it.
There's a net challenge again. Thailand have decided to challenge the call. Hence, the referees are going to have a look.
It's a little known rule that if it gets to at least 15 all, then Thailand automatically challenge. Whatever happens, they've got a challenge board in the air. So the question is, did Mohamed Fetri put his foot over the net when he was playing that shot, that block? Seems to be all good. As I've been saying many a time when Thailand have challenged, more in hope than expectation, you might as well use that challenge because you can't take it with you. Not over. This match is not over. It's now a best of 3. Malaysia just needs it. There we go. You can see that his foot wasn't over, particularly from the right-hand angle. So, best of 3. They're halfway there.
That's the second match point for Malaysia. They had one a couple of moments ago. But the serve is with them.
Well, they had one at 14-13 on their own service. They've got 2 now. The only thing is, if they don't take the first one, then it's fitty-fitty. Which way does it go? It's the toss of a coin.
That was a golden opportunity to seal this match. But Mohamed Fetri has just skied that past the baseline. And it's 16 all.
It's a tough one because it was a great save. It was a wonderful service, great save by Wipada. And then the block went absolutely flying miles back. Nur Zubeda had to go onto the advertising hoardings, and it was a second shot, so she had to save it and set it. So it was asking a lot. Seksan, we're asking a lot of you. What can you do? The block. The block comes out at the crucial moment, and it was Butuan who had come on as a substitute, and he takes us to a deciding set. Or
Not yet.
does he? Or does he?
Well, you've got a challenge, may as well take it.
I hadn't seen, it's already been called off by Wipada, and Putuan saying, no, it's not going to happen. He's showing exactly where he put his leg. Wipada with a bit of posturing. I hadn't even seen that Putuan had come on in place of Tawisak. Malaysia think they've got it. Malaysia are clapping. Everything rides on this. Either we go to a third set or game over.
It's game on. It's game on. Malaysia had taken the first set, 17-16, and now Thailand.
It's literally not over.
This line.
Yeah, we can actually print a few more of those and put it across the stadium, because now we are heading into the third set.
Inside.
Here's the replay. Yeah, it was fine. It was absolutely fine. Futawan coming on for Thavisak. Don't take your eyes off this contest. Thailand won, Malaysia won.
2 minutes rest.
17-16, 17-16. ISTAF Sepaktakraw वर्ल्ड कप 2025 का ये कारवा तो रोमांचक बनते जा रहा है। अब हम मिक्स्ड क्वाड्रेंट इवेंट में हैं सेपाक टकराव वर्ल्ड कप में। ये और एक कैटेगरी है जो हम देख रहे हैं, और थाईलैंड और मलेशिया जो कि राइवल्स रहे काफ़ी समय से ये मुकाबले में, ये तो जो एक दूसरे के सामने एक प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं, भाई मज़ा आ गया। 1-1 की बराबरी हो चुकी है। 17-16, 17-16 सेटअप for a third set.
They're going to have some regrets here, Malaysia. Not particularly in anything they did or didn't do, but they've shown far more determination throughout this match. I think Thailand have been a little bit languid. Maybe Putawan will give them the spark they need, but Thailand rather cruised through the first two sets and have been very lucky to take it to a decider.
And just today, it's the third decider that we are seeing from Thailand. And there's Putawan, who's playing his part in the third one. Is this possibly the moment where Thailand say, enough is enough, let's just close it out?
It's far clearer as they've been in a good long while. 3 points, obviously they're serving here. So it's likely to go back down to 2, and it does. But if they can keep this 2-point buffer, then they could well run away with it. Malaysia still all smiles.
3. White Thailand.
The tall and imposing figure of Putowan up on the net, whether he's blocking or delivering those spikes or roll spikes. Always an asset for
One.
Thailand.
White Malaysia. Two, 4. White Thailand.
ตอนนี้มันตกผู้ชายเยอะครับลูกเตะยังตกผู้ชายเยอะผู้หญิงเปิดได้เปิดไป
Don't know if it's particularly the introduction of Putawan in favour of Tawisak, although gives them a lefty-righty combo between Seksan, the Tekong, and then the right-footed Putawan at the net. I think it's just Malaysia have had the wind taken out of their sails. They were that close.
Just as an observation, we'll come back to that just as we see that replay. In this match, in the mixed quads event so far, we've seen that in the 3-person wall, the member in the middle stands a step ahead.
White Malaysia.
For Malaysia, it's every coach or set of coaches have their own setup.
5, 4.
Thailand are doing a sort of a staggered 2-1-3. Tends to be in terms of height.
White Thailand.
However, the players feel comfortable, nor does Abeid not looking comfortable.
She did everything to retrieve that, but right into the advertising board, and our referee there was a little bit surprised. He wasn't watching.
White Thailand.
A reminder that we're going to change ends when one of the teams makes it to 8, and Thailand are just 1 point away. You obviously change ends at the end of the first set, so that both teams have the opportunity to serve and to play from either side of the court.
White Thailand.
And there we go, we get to 8, and it's Thailand who take us down the other side into the short break. It's not going to be the sun, the rain, the wind, whatever, a slope, because we're indoors and it's a perfect court. Laid down by Marathon, shipped in and laid down, but you have to make sure that there's no difference in terms of lighting from one end or perspective of looking at a crowd at one end and advertising hoardings at another. So change ends halfway through the final set.
4, 8.
It's going to be Malaysia to start from the other end. Oh, that would have been painful. Hit hard by Putowan right into the body. Well, as you saw earlier, we were trying our hand at Sepaktakraw a little bit,
4.
but then the professor who's sitting with me, he came and told us we've got to use our feet.
White Malaysia.
Just to illustrate a bit more for our viewers, the ball is made out of hard plastic as opposed to what used to happen earlier when it was made out of rattan. But now that it's made out of plastic, of course, even if it does hit, it does hit with a bit of an impact.
Brilliant spike by Mohamed Fetri there, getting it in between his opposite number and just over the net, and then Putawan does exactly the same thing from the other side of the net. 10-5. And a timeout has been called by Malaysia.
In the third set, Thailand seemed to have taken control. It's 10-5. Now Malaysia have to just re-script, restructure, and then resurrect themselves. They had a window in the second set, but Thailand, when they are playing, you can never say, I know it's a sporting cliche to say it's never over till it's over, but when it's Thailand in Sepaktakraw, that is true even more. Putawan doing Putawan things. Now you've got to say, Drew, that the introduction of Putawan has definitely injected life into the Thai camp.
7-6.
It might just be a coincidence. I did say a little earlier, I think it's just the fact that Malaysia realised that they had an opportunity and they couldn't quite take it. Luck wasn't on their side, I think is the long and the short of it. But they're not giving up, they're not backing down.
That's what we see, a spike block, and ultimately off the foot and out of the park.
Seven, 11.
Thailand moving ahead to 12. They can just feel it, that this match is now in their grasp.
7.
If Malaysia go on to lose this, they'll just reflect and think that they had a few chances. It's gone off Putawan. They'll get another point. A bit of friendly banter between Malaysia and Thailand, looking at each other, saying a few things with a few smiles. And that's, I think, the familiarity, where they've played each other maybe time and again. At least in their own categories, that's men's and women.
Yeah, no love lost between Thailand and Malaysia, particularly in the men's, or indeed in the women's.
Thailand.
That's, I think, Sepaktakraw's version of a Yorker. Right underneath the foot.
8.
That's match point for Thailand, and they've got 6 match points. What a turnaround it's been. In the second set, Malaysia were on match points on a couple of occasions. But now it's Thailand looking set
Next one.
to take this match home as Malaysia get ready to serve.
Why Malaysia?
They've got to wait. Not able to set that one up.
Next fight, 49.
Just let that go through. Earlier there was a good header. Just let that one go through. Thought his teammate may be behind him. But Sextan was quite far away. There's a challenge from Thailand. Another challenge.
Are they saying that the header was actually, the head was over the net?
The head can only go over the net, or any part of the body can go over the net only after you've made contact with the ball. You have to make contact with the takraw on your own side. The follow through, that's fine. You can go past the net.
As long as the ball has already gone over the net, which 999 times out of 1,000 is going to be the case.
At some point, the referees will call on the two managers. We saw earlier during the men's doubles, didn't we, when Thailand and Myanmar were playing that humdinger. A couple of referrals towards the end in the third set. Both managers being called, and the deliberations continued for a while.
Thailand. Why Malaysia?
The challenge is unsuccessful, but there's a timeout for Thailand.
We're back after the timeout, and this surely has to be the last phase of this match. In the third set, Thailand leading 14-10.
Next fight, 10-14.
Thailand have come from behind to beat Malaysia in their first mixed quadrant game at the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025. Who would have thought? Earlier, it was Malaysia who had match points in the second set, but Thailand just held on, showed that typical character, that resilience that we know them for, ensured that this match went into the third set and finally clinched victory. Today Thailand have produced some thrillers, and this was another one. 2-1 against Malaysia. 16-17, 17-16 and 15-10. Oh, this Sepaktakraw World Cup, as it's moved forward, a thriller after another. It just shows the competitive spirit between these teams who have assembled here in Patna, Bihar. Coming up next in the mixed quadrant event, don't go anywhere because Vietnam will be facing the hosts India